Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to BCM. This is Michael. It's been a while, but I'm back. Locked in this coming 26th of March is a Premier Boxing Championship event and Showtime presentation, which brings you the much-awaited US debut for Aussie Tszyu as he takes on Terrell Gashay in the headline event. The action goes down at the Armory in Minneapolis, and I'm sure these two will represent the super welterweight division well by delivering some big drama show. It's an exciting time for the Tszyu. No, not the place where they lock up orangutans and meerkats. I'm talking about the proud boxing family. Former unified super lightweight champion Tszyu must be proud as punch, excuse the pun, after watching his youngest son, Tszyu, make his professional debut in the super welterweight division early in March. Nikita took his opponent out in the second round, and now his eldest, Tszyu, finally makes his pro debut in the US market after 20 successful campaigns back home. Despite the troubles and controversies in the motherland Russia, the Tszyu family are thriving in the world of boxing, and now Tim will look to prove that he is at home swimming with the other 154-pound sharks like Jamel Charlo, Brian Castano, Magomed Kurbanov, Sebastian Fundora, and many more. Tim has climbed his way up the ranks and now sits in third place on the world rankings and is in line for a major title shot. But first, he needs to demonstrate that he's comfortable fighting abroad.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
No, not that kind of broad, I mean overseas. But Tim also needs to look good doing it so that the US market and fans will tune in to watch him. The 27-year-old has a record of 20 wins and 0 losses, with 15 of those coming by way of knockout. He is sharp, accurate, and strong in the ring. It doesn't take Tim long to find his range, and once he's comfortable letting go, he launches precision missiles at his opponent. His body shots are particularly nasty, and they have shut down many standing in front of him. He's crafty at creating defensive openings, and his sneaky uppercuts are a massive headache for anyone on the receiving end, literally. A pressure fighter, Tszyu is always looking to come forward and punches in bunches when he has you hurt. He can also fight going back, but his ability now to weave, roll, and evade much better highlights his improvements in movement, footwork, and defense. Like his father, Tim will make a big splash on the Showtime network and will surely see a major title belt around his waist sooner rather than later. Terrell Gashay currently sits outside the top 10 in the global rankings and won't be the highest ranked opponent that Tszyu has faced, but he may be the most dangerous. Fighting in his backyard, Gashay steps into this bout with an extensive amateur background and represented his nation in the 2012 Summer Olympics. Competing in both super welterweight and middleweight division, Gashay won a US national title back in 2009 and has participated in various other championships and tournaments, where as an amateur boasts victories over Golden Gloves champions like Jesse Hart and Caleb Plant. His professional record is nothing to sneeze at either, with a record of 22 victories, with 11 coming by way of knockout, 2 losses and 1 draw. His 2 losses, however, come at the hands of guys like Erickson Lubin and Erislandy Lara, both by unanimous decision. His split decision draw was against Austin Trout. Gashay is no stranger in mixing it with top-level competitors, so coming into this fight with Tszyu, whom lacks both the amateur pedigree and depth in resume, will no doubt have Gashay feeling super confident. In terms of size, Terrell is a big guy. Standing at 5'10", he is slightly taller than Tszyu, but physically, he is strong and hits pretty hard. He uses his heavy hands to maul his opponent, and if he backs you up and you don't get out of the way, he'll unload on you, working both the head and body. He's most comfortable trading from mid-range, where he can put combinations together whilst being mindful to not smother his shots, leaving just enough room for him to safely switch to defense if need be, where he can also box moving backwards or use that space to shift position and angle. This fight will be revealing in that it will highlight whether or not there is a wide gap between levels in terms of skill and ability between Tszyu and Gashay. So this isn't an opportunity that the younger, greener Tszyu can afford to muff up against the more experienced and tested 34-year-old Gashay. If I'm wrong, I'm happy to rack and snort lines of asbestos, Charlie Sheen style, but I have faith that my fellow Aussie Tszyu will come through with a win. True, faith is like wishing, and they say you can wish in one hand and shit in the other to see which hand gets full first. But Tszyu will have to be 100% switched on for this fight and be at his peak best. And I think he has the ability both physically and psychologically to do that. Tim Tszyu will pull off a miracle and get the W on points. Almost impossible to do when not in your own backyard. Before we hear from the experts, a reminder to please jab that like, share, subscribe and notification bell. Check out our Patreon page to become a Patreon family member where you'll receive some cool perks. Want some merch? We've got t-shirts to baseball caps to phone covers, from boxing to crypto and everything in between. So head on over to In Stock Shop to find something you like. You can find a link below. Life is a fight outside the ring, and I've certainly gone a few rounds. From substance abuse to depression to street fights and trouble with the law, my life has seen a lot of darkness, but I've turned my life around, and my experiences might help you to do the same if you are or have dealt with similar hardships. It's all documented in my book, How to Get Out of Life Traps, and it's available on Amazon. Just follow the link below.